So welcome to another episode of How to Draw Grain Equipment with your computer. So I start out by opening the Ars Commander application, and this is what pops up. I have it set on 3D modeling up here, so I have a 3-year license. You might have a free 30-day trial. We're going to close out of that. Up here on the drop down, we select the left up here in the top left of the screen. We select whether we want to be on CAD General, Drafting and Annotation, or myself, I run in 3D modeling because that's normally what I do. So we need to draw a drag conveyor today, and we're going to build a drag conveyor 3D, and then we're going to figure out how to do dimensions on a grain system. So to start with, this is beginner level. So there might be other ways for you to do drawing to accomplish some of the things I do. If you would go on YouTube, you might be able to find links to videos or might be able to find videos that describe things a little different than the way I do it. I just do what I have figured out on this software and the way I do things. You might figure out another way that's faster, and that's fine. There's multiple ways to accomplish the same goal in this type of software. So once we exited out of that pop-up window, we're going to right-click. We're going to go down, hit Options. We are going to go in here and hit Drawing Settings, Unit Systems, and we're Drawing Settings, Unit Systems, and then go over here to where it says Decimal, and we're going to hit the drop-down arrow. We're going to select Architectural. Then we're going to go down here in the bottom right, and we're going to hit OK. Now we want to draw a drag conveyor. So we need to start by, I'm going to go to the web. I Googled Lambton Conveyor. Let's go to Lambton Conveyor's website. And on here, we're going to look at grain handling. We need conveyors. We're going to go to partition conveyors just because that's what for ones have. We want to look at here. Click here for more details. And here we have a drag conveyor literature. And we have literature, but it's not giving us any information. So this is like a normal website. We're going to go over here on the right. There's a tab, Downloads. And we're going to select Downloads, and then we're going to select Data Sheets. Material Handling Systems. Flat Bottom Incline Conveyor. And we'll go here. And this page here, it's a little smaller. This page here shows us the drag conveyor size and how everything is built. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a screenshot of this. So you can go to your search bar right here and search for snip, or I have mine down here, my snipping tool. I hit New, and I'm going to take a snip of this page. We don't want that one. We're going to move up here a little bit. Going to drag that to where we want it. There now. Take our snip and drag down across. You don't need to use Lambton. You can use whatever company you want. We're going to save this to GDR CAD, and we're going to put in here training 3 snip. Save that to CAD. Now we're going to X out of here and go out of here. Now we're back at our drawing software. Across the top here, we're going to select Insert. We're going to go over here to where it says Attach. We're going to hit the drop down. We're going to hit Image. And then we have GDR CAD here. So we're going to look for Training 3 Snip right there. Open. Okay. So I'm going to zoom that in. Now we need to draw. We're going to start with the hopper. The width of the hopper is C. The height is D. Let's draw the drag conveyor first. A is width and B is height. So we're going to start with a 5,000 bushel hour drag conveyor here. 17 by 14. Let's go with, or no, let's do the 17 by 20. So a 17 by 20, A is width, B is height. 17 by 20. So it's 17 wide and 14 high. 17 wide and 14 high. So we're going to go to 2D drafting. Select the line. We're over here in the top left corner. Select the line. And we're going to go 14 inch. We type this into our keyboard. Enter. And then we're going to do 17 inch. Enter. 14 inch. And then close our box there. I'm going to make this smaller. I kind of goofed up. So if we scan there, we can see the blue dot. Move. Move that blue dot over next to here. Goofed up, I made that. I made that way too big. Okay, so that's 17 by 14. I'm going to start out by making a 10-foot long piece of trunking. So up here in the top left, we're going to select Home, and we're going to select Extrude. No, we can't select Extrude. Where Extrude is, we hit the drop-down arrow. We go down here and we select Push-Pull. When we get inside this, it turns blue. We left-click. We pull that up, and then we type in 10-foot. Enter. Made a 10-foot long piece of trunking. a 10-foot long piece of trunking. Now we need to make the hopper, A, B, C. So this the 39 inches is the width of the hopper. The 25 inches high. 25 inches high. And the bottom is 17 inches wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our section of drag conveyor here. We're going to move that, and we're going to use the square that we used to draw that drag conveyor section. We're going to use that square, and here it's saying C is the width of the drag conveyor, and that's 39 inches. So select 2D drafting line, and we're going to make a line. Type in 39 inches, enter. Now we're going to hit escape. The height of that dump pit is D. The height of that dump pit is 25 inches from top to bottom. So we're going to take this here and select, go from the bottom of this here, go up 25 inches, enter. Now we're going to take, that line is going to disappear. We just put that there as a measurement tool. So after making that, I hit escape, and then I select this line up here, select the dot in the middle, move it down, and set it on top of that line. D is the height, A is the width. So now we're going to use a little bit of imagination because it don't give us all the details. So we're going to say the line comes down 6 inch, enter, and then down to the bottom of the drag conveyor. There, and then we hit escape. Go over here and we select the line again, go to the top right corner, select, go pull straight down, type in 0.5 foot, enter, or 6 inches. Enter, bring it down here to the bottom of the drag conveyor, hit enter, now hit escape. Now we will, I don't like this the way this is. So what we're going to do is we're going to move, we're going to let that right like that, and we'll see what it turns out like. We're going to delete that top piece, and now we're going to hit our bottom right view here. So we have our hopper here. We're going to go to home, we're going to hit push pull, go inside here, and we're going to make this hopper 10 foot long. So now we have a 10-foot hopper and a 10-foot drag conveyor. We'll go to the bottom center of this drag conveyor to that triangle. We're going to select because we're going to move it. Bring it over here. Set it on that drag conveyor section. Select that drag conveyor. Right click, copy. Select the bottom center. Left click on there. Bring it up here. Put it on there. Now we need to turn this thing and get it so we can draw with it. So we're going to go up here in the top left, select the 3D rotate, select that. It says specify entities. So we're going to left click, drag down across, left click again, hit enter. Now it says specify first access point. So we're going to select here and here. We want to turn it 90 degrees. So we type in 90, enter. That brings it down level. That brings that down level. Now we have a drag conveyor. We have a dump pit. Right click, move. We're going to move this. Move that over here. I didn't align it exactly. There. Now it's aligned. Now we need to make a tail. So what I'm going to do to make a tail is a little bit different, just to make it similar to a tail. We're going to go to 2D drafting, align, And we're going to say our tail is 14 inches high. We're going to do this on a side view. 14 inches high. We're going to go 2 foot long. We're going to go up 8-inch, enter. We're going to go back 4-inch, enter. We're going to go up 1-inch, enter. We're going to come back 4-inch, enter. We're going to go up 8-inch, enter. We're going to come front. We did 2 foot, so we're going to go 18 inches. And then we're going to bring it down like this. That's a side view of our tail. I think that's about right. These are our adjuster bolts. So now we're going to go up here in the top right. We're going to select the bottom right view here. Zoom in on that tail. Go up here on the top left. Select the home. Then select the third option, the drop down, the push-pull. Go inside, it shows blue. Left click. And it's 14 by 17, so we want to go 17 inches, enter. So now we have the tail built. The adjuster bolt is one long thing across, but it gives you the general idea. You know what it is. So we're going to select rotate. We're going to select this object, hit enter. First access point, it's these top 2 corners. Then we're going to type in 90 for 90 degrees, hit enter. Oops, that's not quite what we were looking for. But we're getting it turned just a little different way. Now we're going to hit rotate again. Select it, enter. We're going to select this here as an access point. And now we're going to type in 270 degrees, enter. Now we're exactly upside down. Okay, we're going to try this again. Like I say, I'm a beginner, not a professional. Enter on here. And now we're going to hit 180. There, now we have it the way we want it. Now we're going to select move. Going to select the top center of the tail here. Actually, that's not going to work. We're going to escape and then hit. We escape and then hit. Select it. Right click. Move. And we got to hit the bottom center of the tail. And go to the bottom center of the dump pit. And we're building a drag conveyor. Now we need to build the discharge of the drag conveyor, but I think we can do that without the drawing. So we're going to get rid of all this as it's just confusion. So now let's take a piece of trunking and let's build a 2D drafting, a line, and let's say 17 inches. We're making an outlet for the drag conveyor. So 17 inches. We're going to go 18 inches. 17 inches. And back to the center. And we're going to go over here to home, push pull, and we're going to select that, and we're going to make that 4 inches high. We're going to select that block, right click, move, select the top front edge, bring that over here, and drop it on the bottom. That's the outlet of our drag conveyor. Now we're going to, that's all we need to have. I'm going to make a little more. I'm going to say, let's make a 18-inch by 4 5 inches fine. 18-inch. Now we're going to go to home, push pull. Come down here, hit the push pull, come down here, select this. We want to make that 4 foot. We're going to select that as our belt shield. And we're going to say move, and we're going to select this bottom corner here. So I'm going to select the bottom corner of that, move it over here, and not put it to the bottom of the outlet, but the bottom of the conveyor right there. Now, erase the lines, delete. Now we're going to back to 2D drafting. We're going to make a circle, and we want that circle about 14 inches in diameter. So we're going to say 7-inch radius, enter. I'm going to go back to home, push pull, and we're going to make that, let's make that 18 inches long. That's going to be our motor. So we go to 2D drafting. Over here we have by layer. We're going to go down. We're going to select blue. I just make my motors blue. So we select that. Let's make it blue. There, that motor turned blue. It makes it a little harder to see. I'm going to put that back to white so when we draw it's white. We're going to go over to home, the 3D rotate. We're going to select this motor, enter. I'm going to go over here and select that axis point, this here, and we're going to type in 90, enter, like that. Now, we're going to go over here, 2D drafting, and we're going to make a line down the center back of this. So we're going to go down the center back 18 inches. Now this line that we're putting on is just for putting the center of this motor on. So we're going to select this motor, right click, move. We're going to go in here and select the center point. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to select the end of that line. Then we're going to select that line and delete. So now we have a motor up here. Is it professionally drawn? So let's erase this line here. And we're going to go to view up here along the top. We're going to select this right here. We're going to go to realistic. Or we can go to conceptual. Now, is that professional? No. But it is, you know what's going on. You know which side the drive is on. You know what's going on. So that's our discharge end of our drag conveyor. Very simple. But you can see what's going on. We're going to go back here to view. Go back to wireframe. Now we need to make an elbow for here. So I'm going to go straight down from the top again. And 2D drafting, line. And we're going to make a line straight down. And it needs to be 14 inches. Enter. Left click, right click, rotate. Select the bottom of it. And then 7.5 degrees off of 360 is 352.5. So we're going to type in 352.5. 5, enter. We're going to select this. Now we're going to type in M-I-R, R, and we're going to select mirror. Then we're going to go up here just a few inches away, drag down till the other line appears, left click, go here and say no. So now we have these two. Now we're going to go up here to, with this 2D drafting, there's an arc here. Hit the drop down arrow. Hit the start end direction. So start, end, and we want to make our line so it's at a 90 degrees from this line here. So right there is 7. We're 7.5, so that's about correct. So we go up here again and we hit our arc again. And we need the arc that is start, end, and direction. Then we go from here, left to right. Then we bring that down to 7 degrees because we're 7.5 degrees, but 7 degrees is close enough. So now we have a 15-degree elbow for our drag conveyor. Now we're going to hit the right, bottom right view here. We're going to zoom in on our drawing, go to home, push pull, select that. We're going to bring it up 17 inches because that's how wide our drag conveyor is. We're going to take this and we're going to hit, no, we're just going to move it for now. Right click and move. We want to put this, we escape to drop it. Go over here on our drawing, delete that. Now we want to line this up with this. So we're going to do a 3D align. Up here in the top left, you have home, you have 3D rotate, hit the drop down arrow. There's align 3D, select that. So now what we want to do when we bring that over in here, hit here, we want to hit top left, top right, bottom. So this is our item. So we select it, we hit enter. This we want at the top left. This we want at the top right. This we want at the bottom right. So top left, top right, bottom right. There, we have a 15-degree elbow. Now we select that, we right click, we select copy, set that to the side, and we want to do that again. So we hit align 3D, left click, enter, then we go in here, select this corner, select that corner, select that corner. Then we go over here, and we select this corner, select this corner, and we select this corner. Now we have a 30-degree incline because we have two 15 degrees. So we're going to copy it again, move it over here. Now you could just turn it 15 degrees and move it over here. I do the 3D align, select, enter, top left, top right, bottom right, top left, top right, bottom right. Now we take this drag conveyor section here and we left click, drag down across, so we select it all. Then we right click. Then we go down here to entity group. And we go over here and we select quick group. That way when we select this, this is one piece now. All our pieces put together are now one piece. Left click on it, right click, hit move. No, we don't want to move it. We need to 3D align it. So we go up here again, select 3D align, and we're going to select the object, enter, top left, top right, bottom right. Go over here. Now, when we're moving, that drag conveyor is hanging down. That don't mean anything. Don't worry about that. Top left, top right, bottom right. Now we're going to go up here to view, select view, right here, drop down, realistic. Actually, we're going to go down here and shaded with edges. Now we're going to hit this constrained orbit thing here, and we're going to roll it around. We made ourselves a drag conveyor. This is a 5,000 to 8,000 bushel an hour Lambton drag conveyor. Receiving drag. You can make this same pit if you said, okay, escape. We're going to select this pit because we wanted another little pit in here. So we're going to hit copy. We're going to move this over. No. We're going to move this down here to here because let's say it's going to be setting over, a hopper bin's going to be setting over it here. So now we can take this hopper, go to home, go to push pull, select the end and say, let's move that 6 foot. That way we have a little 4 foot intake hopper here. So once you have your base drag conveyor built, you can modify and expand very easily. If you see, well, I want to put this 3D solid, right click, move, select here, we're going to move this tail back 20 foot, enter. Now we can go back here and say copy, and we want to copy that one at 20 foot and at 30 foot. Now, if this drag conveyor is coming across the driveway and catching the reclaiming some bins on this side of the driveway, and then off this side of the driveway, you have, this is a little short here for that, but yep, let's just go like this. Move 10 foot, enter, and then select, right click, copy. We're going to copy that one, 10 foot. There, now you have a hopper tank setting over this. You have your dump pit, you have this is catching the tail of bins on the other side of the driveway for reclaiming. So if we go back here to view, constrained orbit, we roll it around, we have ourselves a drag conveyor. That's how I build my drag conveyors. So it's very easy to take this thing, break it down, do slow inclines. When you're drawing, you usually don't have to be precise with the model drag conveyor. There's times you can use something similar and it's fine for drawing. It's just when you go do your concrete drawings, that's when you need to make sure that you're using the exact correct model of drag conveyor. And you can get all your dimensions from your manufacturer. They may even give you 3D drawings. Some manufacturers will give their dealers 3D drawings. They don't give them away to just anybody, but dealers can usually get 3D drawings. So you may not even have to build 3D drawings like this. So that's what we're looking at today, is building drag conveyors. And you can make multiple sizes of drag conveyors or configurations, have them on a page, save it as a specific file that you can open and insert into drawings when you go to make drawings. You can have a separate page open where you're doing your drawing over here. So while we're doing this, let's insert insert, browse. Let's open this one. Let's open this one here. In here, I have everything drawn in here, but I just want to, then we could, if we said we need another drag conveyor in here. Now, when we open this file, it's like one block. So what we're going to do is we're just going to type in EXP, and then we're going to select explode. Then we're going to left click and right click, and it blew it apart. Now we go up to the top, we hit view, we hit gray with edges and orbit, and now we can roll this thing around and see how it looks from every which direction. Right here, I am doing what I was talking about. I did not draw in the hopper, so I'm going to copy this hopper, and I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to move it 20 foot. Move that over there. And now we're going to go to home, push pull, select on the end of it. This is a, ooh, that's what my problem is. I never changed my units to architectural. And I do this because of showing use. So now if we select push pull and we select the end, that is a 10 foot long, so we're going to move it 6 foot. So now we can move this right there somewhere, should be center. Go to view, constrained orbit, and we got it close to center. I need to be a little different angle for it to move right. Escape, left click, move. There. That's beautiful. So what we're going to be looking at now is measurements. How do we measure where our grain system sets? So let's go up here. We need to be in the view selection. Up here, select the type of view, and we need to select wireframe. And we're going to hit the bottom right. Now, this, we almost got to put concrete pads under some of this stuff to know what we're working with. So here, we're going to do a top view. I'm not sure what size bin this is, so we need to figure that out. So that must be a 24-foot bin. So we need to make a concrete pad for that. Gonna extrude that. We'll make a 2-foot pad for it. Okay. And our elevators, we're going to make a pad for there. Our dryer, we need to make a pad for there. We need to put some concrete drawings underneath our dryer, different of this stuff. That way we have something to measure off of. Like, that way we can measure maybe 24. Let's figure out how big this concrete should be. Front of the dryer, over to here, 35 foot by 12 foot. So we're going to make a rectangle, 35 foot, 12 foot. Bottom right view. We're going to home, push pull. My computer's a little glitchy doing this much, so we're going to say 1 foot pad, which is not necessarily accurate, but it's what we're going to do just for this drawing. This is not concrete, this is layout. So just because I have a measurement for concrete on a drawing like this does not mean that's what I recommend. This is for layout. So our dryer and elevators will set on that pad. So this is what dimensions I would use for concrete, but not how deep. Depth is not accurate, but the area is accurate. So for getting a measurement, and it doesn't really matter, you can do it different. So for getting a measurement, we would go up here, and along the top there's annotate. ANNOTATE. Select that. Right below it, there's dimensions here. You can have parallel, linear, angular, all different dimensions. We're going to go to parallel. When we come across the bottom edge of this concrete pad here, an X pops here in the middle. We're going to left click on that X. Then we're going to go over here to this pad, and when we go across the bottom of this pad, an X goes in the middle. We select that X. We bring our line out the side here. Now we have a line. Like I say, there's a lot of this stuff you can set defaults in your computer. I am starting with a basic drawing, with the basic software with no saved defaults. In here, we can left click, we select that measurement we just put in. Over here on the right side, at the top, you're going to see by layer, line color. We're going to hit the drop down arrow. We're going to select red. We're going to scroll down to where we see text. Here it says text height. Left click there, enter 3 foot. You might need it different than that. 3 foot is a good place to start. Adjust from there. We scroll down to primary unit systems. Decimal, we left click on decimal. We scroll down, we select architectural. Now we hit escape, and we're going to hit the top view. From center of bin to center of bin is 54 foot. We can left click on there. We can select this dot, and we can move this however we want. That shows us the distance. We're going to hit the bottom right again. So now we're going to go back to the center of this bin. So we're going to go up here, left click on the dimensions again, go down here. When we cross here, we get an X here in the middle. See, when we cross the bottom edge of this concrete pad, we get these 2 X's. You want the bottom one. For the bottom ring of the concrete, we go over here to this bin, go to that bottom X, we drag that out, just outside. Now, let's say this bin's existing, depending on what's existing, depending on where you get your measurements, but we'll go from the bottom of here to the front center of the dryer pad. And we'll put a measurement in there. And then we will put a measurement from the center of this pad to the center of this pad. And we're going to select all of these so they're highlighted. All of these measurements we put in. Go over here on the right, line color. We're going to select red. We're going to scroll down, text. We're going to type in, for text height, 3 foot. For primary units, at decimals, we're going to select architectural. Escape. Top view. And we have our bunch of dimensions. Keep measuring. So now where you run into trouble is, it's bottom right view here. Now where you run into trouble is this measurement we're doing is ground measurements. That's for concrete layout. That's just ground measurements, one point to another. Hit the top view. Now let's hit the bottom right. Let's go to view up here. If we select this and we hit shaded with edges, we can't get our spout lengths from that view there. We can't use that measuring tool to get our spout lengths. But if we go to home, we can go over here and we select distance. On here, we can select the end of our pipe to the end of our pipe, and we see there that it is distance specify start point specify end point and that is 62 foot. Shows right there is 62 foot. That pipe, 62 foot long. Escape makes it go away. Measure this pipe here to the end of it. That is 52 foot 7 15/16. And distance, the end of that pipe to here. Distance, that is 50 foot 5 inches. So you can go through and mark down all your pipes. It's not going to be on your drawing, but you can measure all your pipe lengths and to figure out what length of pipes you're going to need for your grain system. Select this would say measure geometry, select distance, and then you select your start point, select your end point, go over here, select distance here, and then it'll show you your 51 foot 7 inches. Write that down, go through, escape out of there, go up here to view, and you roll your grain system around to look at the different spouts to get measurements on the different spouts. Usually if you turn it to the right spot, you can do the measurements of pretty much all your pipes from one spot. That's the basics of measurements. Also, you want to get a measurement from escape here. You want to get a measurement, go to home, geometry measure, distance, select the top edge of this bin peak and the top edge of this bin peak. Go over here, select distance, and we're at 55 foot. So for measuring peak to peak, when we're on the home, measure distance, select the top, and we have the distance. 54 foot, 6 inches. That's pretty nice. Escape. So that's the basics of measuring your grain system for layout. Most you're measuring, you need to have your view set to wireframe. That way you can see the senders of your bins when you go to select on the sender. So that's that. Now I'm going to say, like, there's lots of drawing you can learn. There's, if you sign up for Ars Commander, there's webinars they have. There's other training you can go through for drawing. And for, if you're a grain equipment dealer, it's being able to draw an accurate system, sell the system, build off that drawing, get your dimensions, where to lay out your concrete. I will get into, like here we did a little bit of concrete drawing, not much. We're just going to change the view so we can see that better. If you can start doing your concrete drawings with the Ars Commander, and your installers are going to love it. Your installers will be ecstatic if they can have concrete prints for every project. Yes, somebody's going to sit at a desk for a couple hours for each project, or a half a day, let's say, to do drawings. But the headaches that will save in the long run is big. Your selling power at being able to show your customer, go in here to the view, show your customer this system, do a couple views, pictures of this system, and a couple different angles to show the customer what he's getting. You can, I didn't get into coloring, but let's say we select this bin, everything but the bottom, we didn't select the concrete. We can go up here, if we're on 2D, go over here by layer, we can select and make this bin, if we specify color, we can make it a light gray, select OK. Escape, that bin's a light gray now. We can select just the bottom, go up here to by layer, scroll down, specify color, we can make that a darker shade of gray. Okay, so now the bottom is a darker shade of gray than the top. And if we go to view, depending how these colors are, we better go to realistic, because that will show our colors better. So now we can say, okay, this bin, we're going to move around. Going to move around to this back bin and say, I'm going to stop right here. We're going to go to our 2D drafting. We're going to select this bin. And we're going to say, color is cyan, blue. That blue bin, that's a future bin. That we're not building on this time. That's a future bin. This bin here is going to be, let's go to view here again. Roll around. this bin here, select that, Render 2D drafting, go to our colors, make that light gray. This bottom here, make that a darker gray. We're gonna say this here. Oops, that didn't work. This here is a light gray. Not sure why that's not looking right. Bottom, make a darker gray. We'll make this bin back here blue because that's a future bin. So now we can look at this grain system and say all the gray stuff comes now, and the blue stuff is future. That is future expansion. So I don't know if you're following after with my mouse on how I'm making the colors. You can pause it and watch that because I could spend all day making a video. So now we say, okay, everything that's gray is you're getting. This grain bin looks like a terrible grain bin now. So we're going to recolor that for some reason. That bin is refusing to take its color. Not sure what's going on there. We're going to change this. For some reason, that bin is refusing to change color. So, you have to play around with that and figure it out. Not sure what's going on, but we say the blue stuff is future. The gray is what's coming today. Or however you want to draw it. You can show the person the drawing. If you have your customer download the Ars Commander app on their tablet or the DWG Fast View on their phone, they can look at this system on their tablet or phone. Now, one thing you want to do is if you're competing against someone, you want to be careful about giving your DWG away, because if you spend 20 hours, let's say, in drawings for a facility, and then the competition gets handed your drawing because you designed the facility and they like your drawing but the neighbor's price, it is nice to be able to keep your drawing as your own. And if the customer wants the drawing, I would recommend that there's some sort of fee for buying the drawing, because you can't just get the drawing for free of charge. You get quotes free of charge, but drawings are not free due to the labor that's put into them. So if you are a dealer doing drawings, I wouldn't just give out the DWG free. I would take it out to the customer, show him the drawing, have a computer with this app on it. You can sit down with him, show him the drawings, and you can make adjustments then. If the customer says, hey, I want this like this, that like that, you can make adjustments and move things around. Or you can, if you're on site, you can look at the site, get measurements between bins for getting your bins placed correctly. so that your drawing matches the existing setup. And then each time you add on to the existing setup, you make sure you modify your drawing, and so you have an accurate drawing of what your customer's setup is. And if the customer wants the DW, you can give him pictures of it, like screenshots of this drawing. And then if the customer wants the actual DWG file, then you charge a fee for the DWG file. So that's the way that works. But this is a valuable install, building, and sales tool. And it's great for planning. Lots of dealers don't have the ability to do this, and it's not that complicated. So I highly recommend put a little effort into doing some drawing, because it's not very complicated. Thanks for watching. And that's all for number 3 training.